There are millions of decisions to be made in life. In fact, the average person makes 35,000 decisions every single day. And each decision, of course, comes with consequences, some that are good and others that aren't so promising. So today, I plan to share two ways to help you not only make better decisions, but also solve the problems that often come with making decisions that don't necessarily lead to the outcomes you were hoping for. So, if you're in the mood for a downright honest conversation, or if you're just curious about how you can make better decisions and solve the problems you're facing, then let's kick things off with idea number one, which is developing a process oriented mindset. One major hurdle that I've struggled to overcome personally is this idea of getting in my own way and being stuck in my own head. Whenever I was faced with a tough decision or a problem where the answer wasn't as obvious as I had hoped it would be, I would start to overthink and begin to travel down this path of trying to find the perfect answer, which in itself led to more frustration than what I started with. However, I've learned that process is the first step along this staircase of progress that leads us over those hurdles of tough decisions and life challenges. This means breaking free of the victim mentality, making a shift away from frustration and seeking perfection and moving towards progress, a slower, incremental approach to growth and learning and thinking in a way that makes making tough decisions, solving problems, pushing through challenges easier to overcome. See, process thinking forces us to be intentional about every decision we make because now we're aware of how each decision we make affects the big picture, the process, rather than making a decision and not knowing the consequences on the other side. Number two is lean into emotional guidance. Before I invited minimalism and tools like mindfulness and meditation into my life, I was growing tired of facing decisions and problems in what felt like a perpetual, never ending cycle of life challenges. I felt trapped, questioning whether or not I'm good enough. Am I making the right decision? What if I make the wrong decision? What if there is no solution? And all of this back and forth, an emotional tug of war that I was experiencing started to take a toll on me. So instead of running away from it, I decided to lean into it, to focus on internal growth so I can then better manage the challenges and decisions that cross my path externally. So for me, this involved journaling first and foremost. As I'm sure you've come to realize through watching my content, writing and journaling are two things I talk a lot about and stress the importance of. I do this because personally, I've experienced the benefits of writing and journaling in relation to one's mental health. So naturally, I found myself turning towards this exercise again whenever I was faced with tough decisions. I would also express my emotions and thoughts to my wife. Sometimes having conversations out loud with someone you're close to gives you a different perspective of the decision or problem you're facing. Maybe the other person shares something you didn't think about, or maybe you express something that you didn't realize was bothering you because the right question wasn't asked of you until that conversation. See, emotions, when managed properly, are great problem solving and decision making tools. But in order for this to happen, you have to lean into this idea of emotional guidance. In other words, trust your gut, but only within reason. If you enjoyed this, comment below and let me know which idea you think is going to help you the most on your journey. I'd love to continue this conversation together. Keep growing, keep learning, but most importantly, always stay true to you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.